Social media plays a huge part in an author's platform. If you're just starting out on your author journey, or you've just finished your debut novel and you're getting ready to self-publish, or if you're in the process of querying to agents because it's your dream to be traditionally published, maybe you're still in the writing process with your first draft, whatever it is, at some point in this early stage, you need to start thinking about social media. Now, if you're anything like I was when I first started, the very thought of social media makes you freeze up or causes your heart to race. It can be really intimidating to put yourself and your book out there in the world, but here is why you need to. Because social media helps you connect with readers and other writers. It enables you to promote yourself and your books, and it allows you to be part of a global community. Social media gives you incredible reach for your books. Basically, when I first started, I approached social media the wrong way. I was intimidated by the thought of putting myself out there and not only having my book judged, but also myself judged. I was scared that I would end up the outsider who was just there and no one would take any notice of me. And when it comes down to it, what I was actually afraid of was no one liking me or my book, rejecting me and my book, and me just feeling like a complete failure. But I did do it and I learned a lot. I'm still learning. Would I change the way I approach social media? Yes, and that is what I want to share with you. Basically, if I could go back in time, this is what I would have done. Before I even looked at social media, I would have first set up my author website and my newsletter. Now, the reason why I think that these two items should be the priority is that social media does not belong to you, while a website and a newsletter do. In a way, it's almost like you're competing to be seen on social media amongst all the other content that is available, whereas your website and your newsletter are all about you and your books. If people are clicking on your website or signing up for your author newsletter, you're not competing for their attention. You have their full attention. Also, social media changes. Trends come and go. What's popular doesn't always last. For instance, MySpace is a thing of the past. While I hope this never happens to you, there is always the risk that your social media account could be shadow banned, hacked, or even shut down, and then all of those followers, all that work you have done is gone, just like that. At least with a website and a newsletter, the content is yours, the people there are genuinely interested in you and your books, and you're not competing for attention. Okay, so the second thing that I would have done is create a reader avatar and research where my ideal readers are on social media. A reader avatar is an image of your ideal reader. What are their favorite books? What else have they read? How old are they? What are they passionate about? What scares them? What book tropes do they love? For instance, if you write non-fiction and your book is about starting your own business and becoming an entrepreneur, then your ideal reader might be hanging out on LinkedIn or Facebook. But if you write young adult fantasy, then Instagram and TikTok are more likely where you're going to find your audience. Basically, you can get as creative and detailed as you want with your reader avatar, but the idea is that they represent your ideal reader. Once you figure out who your ideal reader is, you can then go and find where these people are on social media. And this is where I completely got it wrong, because when I first started, I was told that you have to be on as many platforms as possible and that content needed to be different for each platform to appeal to the audience there. This of course led me to being extremely busy and not productive at all, and all this achieved was burnout. Once you know who your ideal reader is and where they are, it's time to join those platforms. Now, I would recommend doing no more than 2 platforms to start with, because creating content takes time and it's going to take a while to figure out how to create good content that is not only engaging but offers value to the audience. You need to be consistent with your posting and accept that it's going to take some time to build a following. Now, before you even start posting, I'd recommend checking out content first and engaging by commenting and liking posts, seeing what other authors are doing, and getting ideas for your own content. You don't want to commit to a platform and start posting straight away without having a strategy, because you may learn at a later date that this platform just isn't for you. This happened to me with Twitter. I'd heard that authors were making a killing with Twitter and increasing their book sales, and then I started to experience FOMO, fear of missing out. So I joined and started posting, and I very quickly learned that I didn't like it. The platform just wasn't for me. So that is why I encourage you to spend a bit of time on the platform first and find out if you actually like it and can commit to spending time creating content there. While we're on the subject of creating content, I wish that I had defined earlier what my social media was going to be used for. So yes, ultimately what you're trying to do is create a fan base of readers who will buy your book and rave about it. But you need to think about what content will appeal to your audience. For instance, my YouTube channel or AuthorTube channel here is for other writers who are at the beginning of their author journey, whereas my Instagram account is for both writers and readers. So I can talk about writing my books and giving updates about my work in progress and sharing advice on that platform. My TikTok account though, which I only joined this year and I'm still in the learning stage, is just for readers. I think defining who your audience is and creating a strategy for your platform is going to make your content consistent, and it's going to make it far more interesting, engaging, and bring value. Okay. This is one that I have experimented with, trying to figure out what works for me and my already very busy working life, author life. I have tried creating a month's worth of content over the course of a weekend, but that very quickly led to me rushing to get it all done and having absolutely no time for anything else. And I'd always get interrupted. Friends would give me a call and want to hang out, or my mum would drop in unexpectedly for lunch. And I didn't want to turn down those offers, which meant I'd be working till really late, and it just wasn't fun. I then tried to post once a day, but that very quickly ended with me skipping days, not posting, and becoming very inconsistent. What I am doing now is creating a week's worth of content each Saturday, usually in the morning, and having it ready to go. I would really recommend finding a time that suits you and your schedule to create your content. Maybe getting a month's worth of content is what will work for you, or maybe it's a week's worth like me, or maybe you prefer to post once a day. Whatever you decide, make sure to schedule this time in like an appointment or an important work meeting that can't be missed. Consistency is what is going to help you grow. I've seen it happen with my own socials. I always try to post consistently, but there have been times when there have been interruptions. Recently I had the stomach flu, which completely knocked me out for a few days, which meant nothing got posted for a week. These things happen as soon as you're able to get back to that schedule of posting consistently. If all of that seems a bit daunting and you're asking, yes, but how? How do I schedule the content? There are apps that enable you to schedule the content so that you don't even have to worry about it. You just create your content, upload it, and schedule the date and time that you want it to be posted, and it's done. I'm currently using Later to schedule my posts to Instagram and Facebook. The content that I create is primarily for Instagram and now TikTok, and then I just repurpose by cross-promoting to Facebook. The Later app allows you to do this. There are other apps you can choose, and I found a great website that details all of these, which I have linked in the description below. Just keep in mind that these apps have a free version which can be limiting in the number of posts that you can schedule, and they have paid subscriptions where you have more options like tagging or creating stories. So I would advise you to do your research and check out which app would work best for you and how much you are willing to pay if the free options aren't adequate. Another option is scheduling directly from the social media platform. You can do this on Facebook and Instagram, but I believe you have to have a professional account, which shouldn't be an issue because as an author, you will have a professional account, and you can save also your TikTok reels in your drafts and just post them on the day. You just have to remember to do this. My final tip is to enjoy creating the content and use social media to engage and comment on other people's posts, reels, or stories, and just have fun. If you find something isn't working for you, you don't like the platform, you struggle to create the content, and you're just not enjoying it, then stop. Focus your attention on something that you do enjoy. Now, you can publish books without a social media presence. Yes, you can just publish a novel and use Amazon advertising or advertising for whichever platform you choose to make your book available on. But if you're going to do this, I'd advise learning everything possible about advertising on that platform first, because if you don't know what you're doing, it can eat up your money very quickly. And if you get no sales, then you have no ROI. It can be an expensive lesson to learn. I would advise adding social media as part of your author platform, as it is a great way to find readers for your books, and you're also part of an online community of people who have similar interests, that being books, reading, and writing. And if you're hoping to be traditionally published, this is something publishers look at. They want to make sure that you have a platform and that you are engaging on it and have a following. Okay, this video turned out way longer than I intended, but if I could turn the clock around and go back and start again, everything I just shared is exactly what I would do. And even if you already have your social media set up, it's not too late to apply these strategies. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to learn more writing, editing, marketing, and publishing tips, then hit that subscribe button. Happy writing and marketing. See you in the next video. Bye.